The acronym OVC may not sound very familiar to many people, but it best describes a group that suffers neglect in many dimensions. This comes when the hand of fate knocks a child to become an orphan, or a child is vulnerable by sheer circumstances. Usually, much is left to be desired.
Vulnerable child, that's the one that is more dangerous, because both parents are alive, but they can't take care of him or her. So either you see them hawking on the road, either you see them washing your windscreen, either you see them begging on the road, and sometimes they spend 4 or 5 days without going back home, and they have to grow the hard way. So a vulnerable child who has to grow the hard way at the age of 18 is going to be so hard that anywhere he sees that he can do whatever he wants to do to get his daily meal, he will do it, either by crime, either for the female, either by prostitution. So they are the more dangerous one that we have been trying to see how we could tackle. Because the orphans, they live in various orphanages. They have a shelter over their head. They have numbers. Social welfare knows their number. So the orphan has me and you to support them on a monthly or weekly or daily basis, while the vulnerable child has no one, and they're exposed to so much kind of danger, either being kidnapped by ritualists, either if they get sexually abused, or whatever comes their way, they take it.
Committed to providing a new lease of life to orphaned and vulnerable children, the Global Initiative for Peace, Love and Care is not resting on its laurels. The organization has increasingly expanded its workload, covering the FCT, Nasarawa, Anambra, and Benue states, and takes pride in supplying food, medical assistance, and learning materials to the needy.
Elephant, no, 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 no.
Popularly known as GIPLC, the organization has continued to grow from strength to strength over the 6 years of its existence.
It's been fantastic, because in the last 6 years, those people who have been participating with us from the beginning are those still people participating till today. All they've been doing, they've been bringing people on board, because it's the method of campaign. We made the major strategy that we have is to make donors comfortable. That's why on every last Saturday of the month, we will tell you we only want materials, no cash donation at our collection point. And when we're paying school fees, we'll pay directly to the school, either checks, or we'll pay cash and bring receipts to those donors. Or the Save a Child, where we'll ask people to pay directly to the hospital. But you see, in the last 6 years, because most of our donors believe in what we do, because they see before and after. So sometimes you find people will just call you and say, hey, you know what, I don't have time to write you people check. This is cash, 1 million, 2 million, do the right thing and everything. And we haven't betrayed the trust of people, and that's the reason why we're still on this, our 6th year today.
Armed with the motto, touching lives every day, GIPLC doesn't seem tired of reaching out to the needy in a wide range of activities. Projects undertaken are housed primarily under 3 umbrellas.
Okay, when we started with Project Food for 1 Million, where we created like a collection point where every last Saturday of the month we appeal to Nigerians from different walks of life. Say, listen, we have vulnerable children in our communities, we have vulnerable children around us, we have orphans in various orphanages, those on the street and those in the orphanages, and we believe we can be part of a chain. So let's start something that we could grow into a phenomenon that everybody will want to participate. That we created the Food for 1 Million project, where every last Saturday of the month, people donate materials from rice, indomie, beverages, toiletries, clothes, etc. Anything I'm sure we all know what things orphanages they require and children communities. So this is what we've been doing the last 6 years, where we've been servicing about 27 orphanages and communities within and outside the FCT, in Abuja, in Nasarawa, in Benue, and in Anambra State. That's for the Food for 1 Million project. Then we launched the one called Save a Child, Save a Child is where the organization creates a forum using the power of number to raise more money for children that can't pay medical bill. So Save a Child have done over 80 million in the last 6 years. We have cases from bone marrow transplant, from hole in the heart, from kidney transplant, from hydrocephalus, which are in the brain. So these are cases that we have never ever even in our life imagined that we can come across it. So we've been able to tackle this area. I think the most difficult one we had was about 2 years ago. We had a 5-year-old girl that her private part was plugged out for rituals. And that really took us some time to be able to raise the money because she was hospitalized for 5 to 6 months. So these are the angles, these are the areas, these are the things we've been doing the last 6 years for the Save a Child project. Then we launched child education support, where we identify children in communities, children on the streets, where they can't have access to education because either their parents can't afford it or they run out from home. They're far away from Nasarawa, far away from Katsina. They all find themselves in Abuja. Then we've been able to make sure that we remove them off the street, and today we have about 3,000 children in various schools within and outside Abuja.
With a growing scope of the organization, an additional project was launched.
What Can You Do for Nigeria is an overall umbrella, because all the 3 projects that we've been doing, giving nutrition, healthcare, education, and sometimes shelter for those in need, are still part of doing something for Nigeria, because they are Nigerians. They are brothers, no matter even they're not from the same place where we come from, but just because we belong to the greatest race of all, humanity. That's why we launched What Can You Do for Nigeria, where on occasions we'll go out sensitizing people, telling Nigeria is our own country, and we cannot run away from Nigeria. We have to stay here and build Nigeria the way we want Nigeria to be built. We don't think that we could sit down and wait for government to do everything for us, because we are part of the government. Without us, they can govern no one. So What Can You Do for Nigeria is an umbrella. It overshadows everything, it oversees everything, where it tells you, hey, we owe ourselves a lot. Either in education, you could pay school fee for a child, either you could support a child every month by nutrition, either you could support 1 or 2 people by shelter. So Save a Child, What Can You Do for Nigeria created an avenue where we interact with people on a daily basis, tell them what is going wrong that we have to put back in place, and we should stop pointing fingers. So once in a while, we've been to Karu, we've been to Yanya on a clean exercise October 1st, where we'll be able to clear all the refuge and everything. Then 2010, we brought in 11 foreign doctors to Nigeria to conduct free surgery for women living with fibroid or breast cancer. And we were able to conduct surgery for 43 women worth about 6.5 million naira. So it's still all part of What Can You Do for Nigeria. And we're still on the project now. We're thinking of bringing some new medical doctors, a new team from the UK, where they could treat children with heart diseases and other illness.
After one achievement to another, the Global Initiative for Peace, Love and Care has over the years touched the lives of orphaned and vulnerable children, OVC. No wonder they can now heave a sigh of relief. Beneficiaries and observers have been appreciative of the huge impact of the Global Initiative for Peace, Love and Care on the lives of children, and have equally not hidden their joy.
Yes, we have been given the check. Say thank you very much for helping us, because it was a big thing to us, but we thank God that God used them to solve the problem.
In fact, we are very, very happy. It is a thing of joy, and the story last time went far and wide in this town, and that is why you can see the massive turnout here. Most of the school children who were not given that day, they are here, and they are being treated for being dewormed, as well as receiving treatment for ringworm in their head.
They've been very supportive to this home since 2007. Sometime during the year 2007 was when they we got to know them, and ever since, virtually every month, they have always made some contribution or the other in the home.
But to bring succor to the needy is no easy task. Indeed, this non-governmental organization has had challenges to tackle.
Okay, like challenges, like on a monthly basis, we do have challenges because when you have about 20 or 30 bags of rice, you need to transport to various locations. We don't have a truck, we have to hire, or we have to look for friends that have trucks to give us. Sometimes we do have trucks on a monthly basis to convey material, but most times we don't, we just need to hire. So these are the challenges we've been having, because even I'm sure you could see our office, this is where we've been working in the last 6 years. And we need to expand because we have about 3 departments now. We have the Food for 1 Million department, we have the Save a Child department, and we have a Child Education Support department. So we need to have area, space where we could work. We have a couple of staff that work with us, but they're always on the field. Most of our staff come back in the evening to bring back feedback. This is what he or she has done. And so our challenge is always manpower. We need materials to work. We need things like computers. We need things like stationery. So we have 1 or 2 partnerships from 1 or 2 companies and individuals on a monthly basis that are supposed to take care of these things, but they're still not enough. Because the more we grow, the more we get more work, the more our needs are increasing on a daily basis.
The journey so far has been that of sacrifice and passion.
It's very difficult because we've sacrificed so much to make sure those in communities or orphanages or those who are ill to have the necessary things they require. Like me and my partner have to sacrifice on a monthly basis that we don't get paid. We have to make sure those working with us get paid. We have to make sure those that need to go to school, those that need to have a better life, because it's almost like a luxury for a child in Nigeria to have the basic need, from shelter, education, and nutrition. So we had to sacrifice so many things. I had to sacrifice my car, my friend too had to sacrifice. I mean, I remembered about last year when we had to renew the rent of this office, and we had a case of a baby that they gave birth to her and she lost her leg when she was just 5 days old. And she needed about 450,000 naira for prosthetic limbs. And it was difficult for her because we either would choose to pay the office rent or we assisted the girl. But at the end of the day, we just had to close our eyes and just take the hard decision by paying the bill for the baby.
The work of the GIPLC has relied on the generosity of the public. Indeed, without the support of corporate organizations and individuals like you, the lives of orphaned and vulnerable children would remain in shambles.
All of us have to thank Nigerians here and abroad, because our support is a vast one. We have people all over the world supporting us on a monthly basis. We have people in America, we have people in Guadalajara, Mexico, we have people in Bolivia, we have people in London, we have people in Germany, all over. There are some countries that when I receive calls or I receive mails from them, I never believed that people from that area could even see what we're doing. First of all, we have to thank them all for all their support. We need to thank them all, because without them, GIPLC wouldn't have been able to get where we are today. And most especially our supporters in Abuja, Lagos. I mean, they have done so much work, but I believe the reward for good work is more work. We have more work to do. We have more issues to tackle. We have more challenges to tackle, because everything is about empowerment. Everything is about building capacities. So if we could partner more with people to see how we could take care of 1 or 2 things, I believe, we could do more work.
The GIPLC team has shown uncommon zeal and dedication in taking help and care to the doorsteps of orphaned and vulnerable children to reduce the hardship they are often faced with. No wonder GIPLC has earned laurels for displaying a high sense of commitment in the service of humanity.
We got an award from the Abuja Young Entrepreneurs and an award for our work that we've been doing in the last 6 years, and we've gotten a couple of awards from like Benue State University Parliament of the students because of our project in Benue State.
How wonderful it feels to wipe the tears of children and put smiles on their faces.
The smile that we see on the faces of those we support, that little smile that from the beginning you didn't see that smile because of worry. From the beginning you didn't see that joy because of sadness. From the beginning you couldn't see that joy because of issues bringing that person down. But after, either by check donation, either by supporting the community, and that little smile you will see on the faces of these people, and you know that if they could do a lot to tell you thank you, they will do it, but you know they can't. But that smile, it gives us satisfaction that, hey, we've done something great today. And that God bless you goes really a long way. People you don't know, people you might never ever see again.
Touching lives is good. No matter how small it is, it counts. For the Global Initiative for Peace, Love and Care, the task continues.
Our next campaign now is Shoes for All, where we're going to campaign and see where every vulnerable child or orphan that goes